G'day everyone, AVA Granitor here again with a 1v1 tournament battle. This is round 3 of the Use It and Lose It tournament. I'm substituted for someone who dropped out, so here we go. I'll do my build first. I'm against VM Asseror. I think that's how you say it, Asseror. Asseror. However you say it. Anyway, for my left flank, I have the Levy Freeman, Galatian Spears, and 2 Galatian Swords with an upgrade, Celtic Slinger out the front, Mercenary Capitation Cav, and Noble Horse General. For my middle line, I have the Galatian Legionaries, 4 of them, and 2 Celtic Slingers out the front. For my right flank, I have the Galatian Swords, 1 upgrade again on them, Galatian Spear, and the Levy Freeman with an upgrade to Celtic Slinger, and backing them up the Noble Horse and Capitation Cav again. And for Asseror, here's the Mercenary Italian Cav, 3 off Spears, and the Hoplites. On the left flank, his middle line is a Thorax Swords, 4 of them, and 3 Mercenary Samnite Warriors. And on his right flank he has the Thuriel Spear again, and the Thorax Hoplites, and the Mercenary Italian Cav. And then his front line is the Pikemen, 3 of them, backed up by the Slingers, 4 of them. This is a pretty fast paced game, so I'll try and keep up with it. I don't like to pause battle too much, so we'll see how it goes. And let's get this underway. So my usual strat, just be heavy on the flanks. Try and get up there quick. Going to keep these 2 cav in the woods. A bit of a surprise. As you can see, they're hidden. Trying to get this hill with these troops here, but he's shifting over that way. Keep this middle line, try and keep it level with his middle. Try and push the cavalry on the flank here. Get myself some cover behind the hills so I can't get hit by the slingers. And also use this bit of wood here. He's shifting all over the shop, left and right, back and forth. I've got my flank coming in here, pretty wide, and this flank here was getting too close, so I had to pull it back. I'll stretch out his line a bit, getting a few shots off here on his pikes, soften them up a bit. Try and move my line in line with his in the middle. Getting these through the woods. Cav's still there in the woods, so he doesn't really know I've got him there. Put my general over here with the Capitation Cav. This game was very early in the morning for me, so I thought my micro might suffer. I didn't even have a warm-up game, but I was prepared to do it. And getting some good shots off here in the slingers to soften them right up. So I was just feigning with my cav there, trying to get into the slingers and push them back so they don't get over the hill. Get a few shots off with my slingers as well. As you can see, I'm getting some good flanking shots on these pikes. Not doing too much damage, but a bit of HP damage anyway. My line's a little bit skew-if there, so I should fix that up in a minute and face it off properly with him. Just going to get these flanking shots in on these pikes because they're a pain in the arse, and as you can see they're starting to whittle down a bit. I'm also shooting his slingers with 1 of my slingers, so I'm getting some good initial shots off. He comes in here with the cav, try and get me slingers. I see it, precursor, and the spears to back him up. and pull my slingers out. He does the same here, but I'm bloody too slow in the morning. I didn't see that bastard. Anyway, still going to get some precursors off with my Galatian legionaries. It's only one slinger, costs 280. His cav costs a lot more than that. So as you can see, it's getting torn to pieces. So that was a good trade-off. He's only killed them. They'll come back, them slingers, and 34 left in his cav. So go ahead, be my guest. Take that slinger for that cav. Trade that any day. So he's starting to push up hard with these mercenary Samnite warriors. I'm going to take this opportunity with my Galatian swords to get in there and get the precursor off, and also a couple of slinger shots to soften them up. So a nice precursor off there. So did he, but it should be good. So my Galatian swords, I don't expect them to last too long in that engagement, but this flank here is just another fake flank, just to hold him up while I can get the good flanker position over here and some good shots in, and make sure these Galatian legionaries get some good charges in. So I've got a nice charge on the side here, my Galatian swords. That'll hurt them, and he's looking at me general, thinking what a tasty unit to get. But as it stands out now, I've got him surrounded. This cav coming in the back gets a precursor, which is a bit of a bugger. I didn't want him to get caught there. I wanted to come in the back of these slingers, but yeah, so I'll pull that back out. I've seen that in time. Nice flanking charge here with my Galatian swords, and a good charge on there. Some Galatian legionaries, sorry, are going in there. They're going to have a nice little time in the back of them. He sees it, starts bringing his general in. I'm pulling my gen back. I've attacked his mercenary Italian cav with my Kappas over there, mercenary Capadations. See his gen coming in, I quickly turn, get the charge off, and done some great damage to the mercenary Samnites who are locked up with the Galatian spears. He's got 2-on-1 there, Levy Freeman in there, going to hold them off for a bit. Now I start bringing in this flank and start pushing my attack in. Get a nice charge off here on the swords while their backs were turned, and I've still got this Cappadocian cav out, just about to kill that mercenary Italians. So I finally get my cav in here now for a good charge. You've seen it. He's coming in with his thorax swords, but I'm going to pull off to the side and attack them attack the slingers in the rear, so it'll make them waver. I'm getting some great shots off on these slingers and on the back of their thorax swords. My general's back here, I'll just keep pulling him back. So the Galatian legionaries now coming in for a good charge. Got a rear charge with my Capadations on his general just to stop him, so I can get a good charge on the Galatian legionaries onto his thorax swords. So I've got this whole flank here engaged, beating down the thorax with the Galatian legionary, getting a few precursors with the Galatian swords, and now a flanking shot. Going to pull these Galatian swords off to the flank, hold them there, and get some nice shots off, as well as getting shots off my slingers. Still going half of my gen. I'm just pulling him back, kiting my gen back. He's going to go for these slingers, but I'm going to shoot him with these other slingers here. The thorax is done, so I'm just sitting here now, getting the good precursors off. I think he's all out of precursors, a big fella here. I'm going to pull these back, or do I? I think I've got them Galatian swords stuck in there. I'm definitely going to pull the Galatian legionaries back. So I'm coming around now with my general just to try and mop up that mercenary Italian. So the Celtic slingers come back. Some lovely flank shots here with my slingers. He sees it, he's come with the mercenary Samnites to try and stop that. 18 left in the unit. So she's a tight game at the moment. I'm just trying to hold this thorax sword off here. Bring the Kappas around the back. And try and get a good, nice little flanking charge in here. Still got my slingers, shooting the pikes. Now this Galatian sword's kind of got in a half good spot here. Starting to get amongst them, spread out a bit too far. So they'll be whittling away these pikemen. who have suffered serious damage by the hands of the Celtic slingers as well, which I'm shooting again now into him. It's going hard for me, General. General's got a couple of precursors and getting shot by the slingers, but he's taken a lot of units away. Capitation's got a rear charge in here, which hurt them thorax immensely because they're only up against the Galatian spears, and they're going to waver. So he's got the mercenary Italian cav into me slingers. The slingers are out of ammo at this stage, so I'm going to charge him in just to lock him down. Still got this full Galatian unit here nearly. This one's about to rout, but it's done its damage. So I'm going to come in for a rear charge here. A couple of precursors to try and get rid of this Samnite warrior. Excuse me, I had a little burp. And then we've got the Galatian swords coming in here. They've had enough, they've got rid of that pike unit, so I'm just going to shoot the rest of that other one. I'm done over here with the capitations and the Galatian spears. I ripped apart that thorax there, so they're free to come back. It's looking like a close game at the moment now. Just trying to get some nice charges here off in the flank of this pike, which is working pretty good, and they're also going to get into this pike as well a little bit. So that was a pretty good charge, I don't mind that. It's got right into the back of that pikeman unit. He's still going hard for me, General, which gives me the opportunity to hit these thorax swords in the back with my Galatian legionaries. That dude hasn't even got a sword. What the frig was he holding? Half their swords are friggin' missing. What's going on there? Buggy. Alright, my gen's still alive. Get a little rear charge in here. Not going to do much with the cappers. Shouldn't have sacrificed them that way too much. Galatian sword's still doing a good job here. You're going to waver now. So I've got my general coming around the back. Got these Galatian legionaries into the thorax. They're going to do a good job there. He's got his general. Thorax hoplites. And a rear charge from my gen. In here, wasn't the best of charges, but he'll still get the penalty. Pull him back out. And now I realise that his general's coming around for that. So I've got to take out these slingers. They're starting to do some damage. Got me free Levy Freeman over here. It's going to come in the back of the slingers and make them move so they can't shoot me general anymore. And then I should be able to come in with my general and get some nice charges on those slingers. And that should be the end of them sandwiched. Still bringing his general unit over to try and stop me. I'm going to be shooting that with my slingers. Still got a bit of ammo. Galatian legionaries doing well here. Going to get recharged by 29 Samnites, but I think I'll just break the thorax before they do any too much damage in the rear. Got me general out of there. Got me thorax sword, bloody Galatian swords in there against his thorax hoplites, and shooting with the slingers. Also got the Levy Freeman in there. Now I'm kiting away with my slingers here. They've got no ammo. Taking the Thyros spears out of the battle. Galatian legionaries done with that thorax, and now they're going to turn back on the Samnite warriors, and it doesn't seem like the Samnites like that at all. Galatian legionaries have done well here. They're a tanky, solid unit. And that's the end of them, so now I can afford to run this Levy Freeman into the pikemen and then back it up with the Galatian legionaries, and they'll be sandwiched, and that will be the end of them. So he doesn't know which way to face now, whichever way he's stuffed. So here comes the Galatian legionaries in the back there. Galatian swords into his general, 25 left in his general unit. Galatian swords are going to waver. I've still got my general running around here, 17 men left in the unit. This Thyros spear is coming back to the battle. His pikeman is sandwiched, it's all but gone. That's going to be the end of him. Oh, nice one. Trying to poke him, you've got the spear either side. And then he gives him a wallop for trying to poke him. Right, it's the end of the pikeman. It's the end of everything but the Thuros spear, and you can guess what's going to happen here. He's going to hit the old square formation, and they'll sit there for years. Right, so now me, being me, just charges in. I should have really charged the sword from either side. I've got the Galatian leader in his 50, so I was feeling pretty confident. They are very tired. So I'm just going to chuck my slingers in, got no ammo left in them, so they're going to be thrown in there. Oh, one got impaled. It was a bit dangerous. And the slingers are just going to harass them, while my Galatian legionaries do the bulk of the work. Just got my general coming in for a rear charge here now. Pull them slingers out first so it doesn't blunt the charge. And then come in with my general for it's not really a rear charge, but it is going to mess up their line a bit, as you can see. And a bit more killing will happen by my swords. I do in a minute try and pull out this Galatian sword, which is a mistake. I should have left him in there. So as soon as you try and pull out a unit, it does this stupid shit and wavers. So, and then yeah, for some reason with 33 men left, breaks. So I'm thinking at this stage, my Galatian legionaries think, Christ, I've got them. 77 left in there. Levy Freeman about to break, everything's about to break. I'm thinking, you dumbass, you should have brought that sword out earlier. But another charge from my general, we'll disrupt him. Let my Galatian legionaries do a bit more killing there. So he's going down, he's only got 64 left in the unit now. I've still got these slingers, 58. The Levy Freeman, I think they end up stabilising soon. So put the slingers in. Galatian legionaries, 42 left. They're doing well. So she's a fairly tight game in the end. It was a good game, well played by my opponent. Asseror. So they're starting to waver now, 44 men. And one more charge by Magen. Should do that. Very good game. And we'll look at the stats. So I got 1900 kills, 1500 losses, 1500 kills, 1900 losses. So yeah, she's a very good game. And for me, my best unit was my general, come up well. My two noble horse done really well. The Cappadocians didn't do very good, but I used them as an aggressive role. Levy Freeman, not bad. Galatian spears, done their job. Two Galatian swords, got a bit thumped on that left flank. My slingers done very well, that one especially. My Galatian legionaries, excellent with that, 252 for that one, 105, 102, 72, not too bad. 72 isn't the greatest, but alright. And on the right flank, the Galatian swords done very well, 204 kills and 143. The Galatian spears done excellent, 97 and 200 for that Levy Freeman, so that done exceptionally well. And Cappadocian, yeah, like I said, let me down on this flank. The best for him was his mercenary Italian and Thorax Hoplite General. And then, yeah, Thuros spears done okay. That Thorax sword done excellent. The others let him down a bit. Samnite Warriors always do good. And we've got the pikemen done okay as well. Okay, thanks for watching. I've got the second battle coming up after this one, so be sure to watch and like and subscribe if you hasn't. Thank you. Bye. Swords, one upgrade again on them. Galatian spear and the Levy Freeman. for an upgrade to Celtic Slinger, and backing them up the Noble Horse and Cappadocian Cav again. And for Asseror, here's the Mercenary Italian Cav, 3 Spears and the Hoplites. On the left flank, his middle line is a Thorax Swords, or however you say it. Anyway, for my left flank, I have the Levy Freeman, Galatian Spears, and 2 Galatian Swords with an upgrade, Celtic Slinger out the front, Mercenary Cappadocian Cav, and Noble Horse General. For my middle line, I have the Galatian Legionaries, 4 of them, and 2 Celtic Slingers out the front. For my right flank, I have the Galatians, 4 of them, and 3 Mercenary Samnite Warriors. And on his right flank he has the Thuriel Spear again, and the Thorax Hoplites, and the Mercenary Italian Cav. And then his front line is the Pikemen, 3 of them, backed up by the Slingers, 4 of them. This is a pretty fast paced game, so I'll try and keep up with it. I don't like to pause battle. G'day everyone, AVA Granitor here again with a 1v1 tournament battle. This is round 3 of the Use It and Lose It tournament. I'm substituted for someone who dropped out, so here we go. I'll do my build first. I'm against VM Asseror. I think that's how you say it, Asseror. Assessor. Not too much, so we'll see how it goes. And let's get this underway. So my usual strat, just be heavy on the flanks. Try and get up there quick. Going to keep these 2 cav in the woods. A bit of a surprise.